Pickup trucks that changed American history. Picture this. It's 1925, and Henry Ford just watched farmers across America hack off the back ends of his Model T cars to create makeshift trucks. Instead of getting angry, he did something brilliant. He gave them exactly what they wanted. That moment changed transportation forever. Today, we're diving into the pickup trucks that didn't just move cargo, they moved an entire nation forward. From revolutionary designs to game-changing engines, these machines rewrote the rulebook of American automotive history. The Ford Model T pickup, the one that started it all, 1925. Before the F-150, before the Silverado, there was a simple idea that changed everything. In April 1925, Ford Motor Company introduced the Model T runabout with pickup body, America's first factory-built light-duty pickup truck. But here's the fascinating part. Ford didn't invent this concept out of thin air. Farmers had been buying Model T Roadsters and converting them into makeshift pickups for years, removing the rear deck and adding homemade wooden beds. Ford spotted this trend and realized they were sitting on a gold mine. The factory-built version featured a steel bed measuring 56 inches long by 40 inches wide with 4 pockets for stakes and an adjustable tailgate. At just $281, it was affordable for the working class, and Ford sold nearly 34,000 units that first year. What made this truck revolutionary wasn't just its design, it was the democratization of commercial transportation. Before this, hauling goods meant horses, wagons, or expensive modified vehicles. The Model T pickup brought speed, reliability, and capability to Main Street America. It transformed how businesses operated, how farms moved produce, and how construction materials reached remote job sites. By 1927, when Ford ended Model T production, they had fundamentally changed society's relationship with commercial vehicles. This wasn't just a truck, it was the genesis of an American icon. The 1948 Ford F1, birth of an American legend. 23 years after that first Model T pickup, Ford Motor Company made another decision that would reshape the truck industry. In January 1948, they introduced the F-Series, a complete range of commercial vehicles from half-ton to 3-ton capacity. The star was the F1, the half-ton pickup that became the foundation for what is now America's best-selling vehicle line. Here's what made the F1 revolutionary. Ford stopped building trucks on car platforms. Every truck before 1948 borrowed components from passenger cars, limiting capability and durability. The F1 featured a purpose-built chassis designed specifically for truck duty, with a third cross member that provided exceptional strength without unnecessary weight. Ford called it the $1 million cab. And for 1948, that wasn't marketing hype. The cab was 7 inches wider than previous models, with larger doors, greater headroom, and a massive windshield. In an era when truck drivers endured cramped conditions, the F1 offered living room comfort. In 1950, they moved the shifter from floor to steering column, a change that made huge difference in daily usability. Under that distinctive hood sat reliable power plants. A 226 cubic inch flathead inline 6 producing 95 horsepower, or the optional 239 cubic inch flathead V8 delivering 100 horsepower. These were proven dependable engines that could handle heavy work day after day. The F1 featured all-steel bed construction with hardwood subfloor to prevent denting, plus strengthened tailgates with improved latches. From 1948 through 1952, Ford sold hundreds of thousands of F1 trucks to farmers, contractors, delivery companies, and suburban families. This truck proved commercial vehicles could be comfortable without sacrificing capability. When production ended in 1952, and the F1 evolved into the iconic F100, it had established a template the F-Series follows today. The fact that Ford F-Series trucks have been America's best-selling vehicles for over 4 decades traces directly back to the vision embodied in that original 1948 F1. The 1957 Ford F100 Styleside design revolution that changed everything. By 1957, Ford understood something crucial. The gap between the cab and bed on pickup trucks wasn't just an aesthetic eyesore, it was a trap for dirt, mud, snow, and corrosive road salt. Their solution would transform pickup truck design forever and force every competitor to follow suit. The third-generation F-Series introduced the Styleside bed design, featuring completely flush sides that created a seamless flow from the cab all the way to the tailgate. But this wasn't just about looks. The Styleside bed delivered 9 cubic feet more cargo capacity than previous designs, a 16% increase that translated directly into more payload capability. The bed featured double-wall steel construction that prevented cargo from denting the exterior panels, and an all-steel floor replaced the traditional wood planking that rotted after years of exposure. The 1957 F100 represented a complete redesign that moved away from the rounded, bulbous styling of the early 1950s towards squared-off, modern lines that looked purposeful and tough. The hood now extended across the entire width of the truck, sitting flush atop the fenders rather than nestled between them. This wasn't just styling, it created more underhood space for larger engines and easier maintenance access. The windshield received a dramatic upgrade with a wraparound design that gave drivers an unprecedented field of vision, while recessed headlights and flowing fender lines improved the aerodynamic profile. Ford offered both the new Styleside and the traditional flare side with its separate rear fenders, giving customers a choice. Initially, many buyers stuck with the familiar flare side design, but within a few years, the Styleside became the overwhelming favorite. The smooth, integrated look simply made more sense for work and daily driving. By 1958, Chevrolet had responded with their own version called the Fleetside, making smooth-sided beds universal across the industry within a decade. What's remarkable is how quickly this design became the standard. Today, virtually every pickup truck sold features this fundamental layout: smooth sides, integrated cab-to-bed styling, steel floor, flush-mounted taillights. The 1957 F100 Styleside didn't just influence truck design, it defined it for the next 70 years and counting. Those clean, purposeful lines prove so enduring that custom builders and restorers still prize these trucks today, with pristine examples commanding prices between $30,000 and $50,000. The 1960 Chevrolet CK, the comfort revolution. While Ford perfected the Styleside bed, Chevrolet engineers attacked a different problem: ride quality. Traditional trucks used solid front axles on leaf springs, the same basic design wagons used in the 1800s. This setup was rugged, but delivered a bone-jarring ride that left drivers exhausted. In 1960, Chevrolet introduced something that changed the game entirely. The first-generation CK series debuted with independent front suspension, a design borrowed from passenger cars that allowed each front wheel to react to road imperfections independently. This was transformational, combined with a drop-center ladder frame that lowered the cab without sacrificing ground clearance. The CK offered ride quality that felt more like a sedan than a truck. Upper and lower control arms with coil springs replaced the old solid axle, while the rear featured coil-sprung trailing arms on two-wheel drive models. This was 5 years before Ford introduced their twin I-beam suspension, making Chevrolet the clear leader in on-road refinement. The lower cab position meant easier entry and exit, better stability, and a more comfortable driving position. Chevrolet recognized trucks were serving dual purposes. Contractors needed capability for work, but also wanted comfort for driving home to the suburbs. The CK delivered both. You could load it with construction materials all week, then clean it up Friday and drive the family to church Sunday without apologizing for the harsh ride. The CK designation itself became legendary. C indicated conventional two-wheel drive, while K denoted four-wheel drive. This naming convention stuck for nearly 4 decades, becoming so ingrained that enthusiasts still use these terms today. even though Chevrolet replaced the CK with the Silverado name in 1999. This first generation ran from 1960 through 1966, establishing Chevrolet's reputation for building trucks that didn't force owners to choose between capability and comfort. Today's Silverado still traces its lineage back to that 1960 decision to prioritize ride quality alongside payload capacity. The 1955 Chevrolet Cameo Carrier, when trucks got style. By 1955, pickup trucks still had an image problem. They were utilitarian workhorses with exposed wheel wells, wooden bed floors, and zero style. Middle-class Americans saw them as vehicles for farmers and contractors, nothing for suburban driveways. Then Chevrolet dropped a bombshell. Enter the Cameo Carrier, designed by Chuck Jordan, who would later become General Motors' Vice President of Design. This wasn't just another truck, it was a statement. The Cameo featured the revolutionary fleet-side design, with smooth, slab-sided panels flowing from cab to tailgate. Here's the engineering genius. Those beautiful panels weren't steel. They were fiberglass, the same material Chevrolet used on the Corvette. Think about that. Chevrolet took sports car technology and applied it to a pickup truck. The Cameo borrowed chrome taillights from the discontinued 1954 Bel Air, used the same hubcaps as the gorgeous 1955 Bel Air, and came standard with features unheard of in trucks: carpeting, a two-tone dashboard, and deluxe upholstery. The first year, every Cameo was painted Bombay ivory with industrial red accents. No other choices. At $1,950, the Cameo cost nearly $500 more than a standard Chevy half-ton, roughly 25% more. Luxury car pricing. Yet Chevrolet sold over 5,000 units in 1955 because they understood something profound. Americans were ready for trucks that didn't just work hard, they wanted trucks that looked good doing it. The Cameo's influence spread like wildfire. Ford responded in 1957 with their Styleside bed, and by 1958, Chevrolet replaced the expensive Cameo with the all-steel Apache Fleetside at much lower cost. The Cameo only lasted until 1958, with roughly 10,000 total units produced, but its legacy lives forever. Today, every pickup with flush-sided beds owes its existence to this groundbreaking truck. The Cameo proved form and function could coexist in the truck world, and Americans loved it. The 1989 Dodge Ram Cummins, the diesel revolution. By the late 1980s, Dodge trucks were in trouble. Their design still carried styling from 1972, and they were getting crushed by Ford and General Motors. Industry insiders whispered that Chrysler might abandon truck production entirely. Then, in 1989, Dodge made a decision that saved their truck division and changed the industry forever. They partnered with Cummins Engine Company to install a 5.9-liter turbocharged diesel in their 3/4-ton and 1-ton Ram pickups. This wasn't just any diesel, this was an industrial engine originally designed for tractors and heavy equipment. At 1,100 pounds, it looked like it belonged in farm machinery, not a pickup truck. Engineers spent 5 years testing over 11 million miles to make this marriage work. What made the Cummins 6BT revolutionary? It produced only 160 horsepower, which doesn't sound impressive until you hear about the torque. This beast cranked out 400 pound-feet of torque at just 1,700 revolutions per minute, nearly double what you'd get from a comparable gas V8. It featured direct fuel injection, eliminating troublesome glow plugs, and was the first full-size diesel pickup with a factory turbocharger. The public response was overwhelming. Dodge dealers were flooded with orders, and the company had to stop taking new orders until production caught up. In that first year, Dodge sold over 16,000 Cummins-equipped trucks, despite the Ram's dated styling. People were buying 17-year-old truck designs just to get this engine, but the revolution wasn't just in the numbers. It was in capability. That massive low-end torque meant exceptional towing and fuel efficiency that gasoline engines couldn't match. Contractors, farmers, and recreational vehicle owners finally had a pickup that could handle serious work without guzzling fuel. The Cummins came with Dodge's unprecedented 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty because both companies knew this engine was built to last hundreds of thousands of miles. The impact rippled through Detroit. Ford and General Motors suddenly realized they were behind in the diesel game, triggering an arms race that continues today. The Cummins-powered Ram forced competitors to develop their own heavy-duty turbo diesels, leading to the Duramax and Power Stroke. Today, roughly 75% of Ram 2500 and 3500 buyers choose the Cummins option. That 1989 partnership between Dodge and Cummins didn't just save a truck line, it redefined what heavy-duty pickups could achieve. The 1990 Chevrolet 454 SS. Performance meets practicality. Just when everyone thought they understood trucks, Chevrolet threw a curveball in 1990. They took a standard C1500 pickup and stuffed it with the legendary 454 cubic inch big block V8, the same engine that powered muscle cars like the Chevelle and El Camino in the early 1970s. This wasn't a work truck. This was a tire-shredding, quarter-mile eating performance machine disguised as a pickup. The 454 SS initially produced 230 horsepower and 385 pound-feet of torque. By 1991, those numbers jumped to 255 horsepower and 405 pound-feet, paired with a 4-speed automatic strong enough to handle the grunt. The truck received performance upgrades throughout: Bilstein shocks, a larger front sway bar, tuned steering, and aggressive styling with monochromatic black paint and special badging. This truck could run the quarter mile in the mid-15-second range, embarrassing many sports cars of the era. Yet you could still throw lumber in the bed and tow a trailer. The 454 SS represented something new: the performance truck. Before this, speed meant muscle cars, utility meant trucks. The 454 SS said, "Why not both?" Chevrolet produced only about 17,000 units total, making them highly sought by collectors today. The 454 SS opened the floodgates for an entire category, paving the way for the GMC Syclone, Ford SVT Lightning, and Dodge Dakota RT. The 1991 GMC Syclone, the truck that embarrassed sports cars. The Syclone took the performance concept to an extreme that shocked the automotive world. General Motors transformed their half-ton Sonoma pickup into something that could outrun a Ferrari 348 in a drag race. Yes, a pickup truck beating a Ferrari. The secret was a 4.3-liter turbocharged V6 producing 280 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque, paired with all-wheel drive and a sophisticated torque split system. The Syclone sat lower on sport-tuned suspension and wore an aggressive body kit. This wasn't marketing hype. This truck blasted from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds and ran the quarter mile in the high 13-second range. In 1991, those numbers made the Syclone the fastest production truck in America, faster than the Corvette of its era. Automotive journalists were stunned. Here was a compact pickup with a functional bed that could embarrass dedicated sports cars costing twice as much. General Motors only built about 3,000 Syclones, making them instant collectibles. The Syclone proved truck buyers wanted excitement, not just towing capacity. It demonstrated that advanced technology like turbocharging and all-wheel drive could transform even a modest V6 into a performance powerhouse. While short-lived, its influence echoes through every performance truck built since. The cultural shift, when trucks became family vehicles. Throughout the 1990s, something remarkable happened that these revolutionary trucks helped catalyze. Pickups transformed from utilitarian workhorses into mainstream family vehicles. By the mid-1990s, less than 15% of truck owners were buying them primarily for work. The rest were attracted by capability, commanding driving position, image, and increasingly, comfort. Manufacturers responded accordingly. Trucks began receiving car-like amenities: improved suspension, extended cabs with rear seats, air conditioning, power windows, and upgraded interiors. The line between passenger cars and trucks blurred as pickups became desirable for suburban driveways. This transformation fundamentally altered the American automotive landscape. Today, the Ford F-Series has been America's best-selling vehicle for nearly half a century. The vehicles on this list, from the Model T to the Cummins Ram, each played a crucial role in that evolution. The engineering excellence that built America. What's remarkable about these trucks isn't just their individual achievements, it's how they collectively pushed the entire industry forward. Each innovation sparked competition, forcing manufacturers to continually improve. This healthy rivalry benefited consumers with better products, more choices, and increasingly capable vehicles. These weren't just machines, they were solutions to real problems, reflections of American values like innovation and self-reliance, and symbols of freedom and capability. They helped build modern America's infrastructure, from hauling materials for highways and buildings to supporting small businesses and farms nationwide. From the dirt roads of 1925 to the performance wars of the 1990s, these 8 trucks didn't just change automotive history, they shaped American culture. Each one represents a pivotal moment when someone dared to do something different, and that risk paid off spectacularly. What's your favorite historic pickup truck? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the vehicles that built America. These aren't just trucks. They're monuments to American ingenuity that moved a nation forward. Thanks for watching.